Londoners fight back against Sadiq Khan's net zero ULEZ policy continues as they've decided to take the fight to the streets of London. As you know, the ultra low emission zones, the battleground is now across the London boroughs with the pressure from the local residents. We have a number of good, sound local authorities and councils who are blocking Sadiq Khan's ULEZ policy, the ultra low emission zones. Downing Street are also getting ready to block it in case Sadiq Khan decides to bypass the whole process. But Londoners, angry Londoners and drivers have decided to take it to the streets. What are they actually doing? Yes, they've decided again to go and disrupt the system by blocking the ULEZ cameras that Sadiq Khan is installing across Greater London. So you can see a Sainsbury's bag covering one of the cameras. He spent millions of pounds, by the way, to install these cameras before the policy has actually even been implemented. So he's been wasting taxpayers' money without even getting permission and the public consent. This is another photo of a box blocking ULEZ cameras. It says, stop electing idiots. Actually, I'm very much supportive of this box blocking one of the cameras. Stop electing idiots, a good message. We also have a TK Maxx bag, plastic bag, although it's reusable, so that's nice. And is also covering one of the cameras in London. Another picture of a Sainsbury's bag. We have another one that this is another effort that Londoners are making is to completely cut the wires from these cameras. We already reported this peaceful vandalism that has been going on for the past few weeks in London. Even in London, people are fed up, and that tells you a lot when it comes to the situation. Now, for those in case you haven't been following all this update, this situation is this. This is the map of Greater London. The red zone has always been the congestion charge zone, where if you drive through it because of traffic, they decided to charge you. So that's always been there for the last decade or so. Then the green zone is the current ultra low emission zones in the name of net zero, ULEZ. That's been mostly towards central London, zone 1 and 2. And the Mayor of London decided to expand the zone into the purple area, which is the whole of London, which makes the whole thing, you can't really call it a zone. It's the ultra low emission city at this point. But he's failing to implement the expansion of ULEZ, thanks to the bravery of people, local councillors, a number of sound local councillors, local MPs, and Downing Street. Sadiq Khan has gone full on authoritarian, up to a point where everybody's completely kicking off, including some of the people on the Labour side who are so scared of losing their seats at the next local elections and the next general election. But one of these sound people is Gareth Bacon from the Conservative side, who's come out to say that I would do everything. He said I would do everything in his power to prevent Sadiq Khan's ULEZ charge from coming to Orpington. And not only is the Mayor of London taxing people who do not vote for him, but he will also end up making the poor poorer and punishing those on lower incomes who can least afford to buy a newer car to avoid the daily charge. So basically, Sadiq Khan has gone with the suggestions from the World Economic Forum that came out a couple of years ago, saying if we force the people across the world, especially in the Western world, to change their lifestyle. So when it comes to their boilers at home or cars that they have, if you force them to pay extra taxes and then get them to change their cars, for example, or their boilers and buy a new expensive one, then everything is going to work out quite well. No, you're still not going to be able to hit your extreme net zero target by 2030. You're going to cause even more trouble. Now, the protests continue across the city and, of course, around the country, because these sort of policies also exist in Birmingham, in Bristol, in many other places. You've got vans driving around London, stop ULEZ, and all this stuff, and obviously the protests that have all these signs, sack Khan, stop ULEZ. But the problem is, Sadiq Khan is not really listening to any of these people. On a daily basis and a weekly basis in central London as well, you've got all these movements and marches going around. Actually, in the words of the mainstream media, largely peaceful. They're actually peaceful. But Sadiq Khan has come out to say, These people are all hard right 1930s Germany sort of type people. They're all basically the worst humans in the world. Just like how Justin Trudeau reacted to the truckers' protests a couple of years ago. He's come out to actually defend his statement, saying, "My point was that there were decent people, including Tory members, who've got legitimate objections. And I'm not sure that these decent people realized that standing with them were conspiracy theorists with people holding swastikas." What? I mean, what? You can't do that. It's beginning of it. He went full on Charlottesville Trump. There are good sides on both sides. There are good people on both sides. But then he's gone, well, they're all basically Nazi. You can't do that. This is not the level of political discourse that's going to help anybody in this country. We have to expose these tyrannical measures, draconian measures that will continue to harm our country and our society economically and socially. But at the same time, where is the BBC and where is Sky News? And all of them, Channel 4, ITV, we're not sure exactly if they actually are listening to the people in the country, because this is not really a loud minority. There's a majority. A silent majority are now being loud for once, and we are speaking out. But this channel will continue to expose these incompetent and at the same time complicit politicians like Sadiq Khan. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Mahyar Tousi, and we are the media.